We're here with the fantabulous artist and performer Brian Soigne Wilson, aka Soigne Deluxe. How are you doing?
I feel fantabulous, like you said.
The first question, I'm sure this is a question you get a lot. What does soigner mean?
Soigné is French for well taken care of, fashionable, and in the mode. It also means to heal.
Wow. Do a lot of people know that?
Actually, they do. Yeah,
They do?
a lot of French people definitely know
Okay.
it.
What inspires you to create?
Well, I get inspired by my husband's eyes. I get inspired by toys. I love the color of toys. I watch cartoons a lot and get inspired by them. I get inspired by the banana that I eat in the morning as I'm opening it. I get inspired by looking in the mirror a lot.
Wow. Tell me about your childhood. What
Well,
was
my
that?
childhood, I was raised in Cincinnati, Ohio, but I was born in Philadelphia. My father was a basketball star, and my mother was a supermodel. And so I had a pretty nice little life. I was the middle child of three children. And, basically, I had all the toys that I wanted. That was great. And I had a lot of love. And it was great.
Yeah. Tell me about high school.
Now, high school was great. I went to Cincinnati High School for the Creative and Performing Arts, and so there I studied musical theater and acting, and then of course I took painting, and I took sculpture, and then I took graphic design, and it was a wonderful high school. It's actually a school that Carmen Electra actually went to when she was Tara Patrick, and Sarah Jessica Parker went there too, actually, and it was just really cool school with a lot of creative people.
That's cool. Did you go to art school?
Yes, I did. I went to Columbus College of Art and Design for a while, and then I went to the Art Academy of Cincinnati for a while too, and I studied painting and color theory and 2D design, and I studied fashion illustration. It's great.
Okay. So from that, tell me, who are your heroes?
Well, as everyone knows, I love Grace Jones. I love the way she performs, and I love her sense of style and her sense of courage. I also love Keith Haring. I love how prolific Keith Haring was, and I just love his enduring line. And I also love Lee Bowery when it comes to costumes and stuff like that. I love Lee Bowery.
Mm-hmm. I can tell that from you. Tell us about, you already mentioned your husband. Tell us about your marriage.
Well, my marriage is great. Me and my husband have been together for 14 years, and we got married like 6 months ago, and it was just a wonderful marriage. We got married at City Hall downtown Brooklyn, and we had the reception at the wonderful House of Collection. It was fantastic, and it's like a wonderful place with all these wonderful antiques and stuff. And we had a really gorgeous cake and everything, and it was just great to finally be married to this beautiful man that has had my soul for many, many, many years. Someone who makes me laugh, someone who makes me feel giggly, and someone who now I can say I'm going to be with for the rest of my days and nights.
That's beautiful. Been together for how long?
14 years, yeah.
14 years.
Yeah, September
and
1st will
finally
be 14
making it
years.
Official.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about addiction
Mm-hmm.
and recovery.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I got involved with a lot of like substances and drinking and stuff because I was a part of the New York nightlife scene in the 90s, and I still do stuff in nightlife, of course, here and there. But it was like a really decadent time, and then I just continued to like use and use and use, and then I had drank and used substances to make friends and to be outgoing. But by the end of my using, I just I didn't have any friends. I was kind of like alone, and I had friends, but I wasn't able to be present for them really because I was always messed up and stuff like that, and I had become suicidal and stuff, and I stopped using when Brad and I had been drinking the night before, and had blacked out, and the next morning I had been really apparently the night before when I was blacked out I was really had been verbally abusive to him, and I didn't remember what I said. So when I looked into his eyes and he was crying, at that moment I realized that I needed to get sober. So someone that I was go-go dancing for said that he could take me to a meeting, so I've been going to meetings and stuff, and the recovery has been great. I'm happier, my artwork is more creative, and my performances are more creative. I have more serenity, peace of mind. I'm able to be there for my husband, and be there for my friends and my coworkers and stuff. So, and I'm able to be there for myself.
Right.
I'm able to laugh. So recovery has been a wonderful journey. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about, what do you most like to paint?
Well, I love to paint like little abstract shapes and stuff like that. That's how my drawings always start. My paintings always start. Then I love to paint little creatures that I created. They come from a place called Zubin El Ganubi, a planet I created. So I like to draw little fun creatures and stuff. I like to draw like drag performers and paint drag performers and club kids. I always try to paint like interesting people. I've done paintings of Kabuki Starshine. I've done paintings of Lee Bowery. I've done paintings of Grace Jones. And I always like to paint, when I do portraits, like interesting people. I also did a series last summer where I did 50 drawings of myself. So I looked in the mirror for 15 minutes and I drew myself for 15 minutes every day for 50 days. And that was really wonderful to do. Then I did a series called the A Doodle a Day Project. And so I just did a doodle on a piece of paper every day with a Sharpie marker. And it was just kind of like a stream of consciousness doodle that I did every day, and that was a lot of fun too. Yes. So yeah, I like that. Mm-hmm.
Tell us about your t-shirt company.
Well, we have a new t-shirt company called Poopy Doodle that's coming out. It's going to have some really wonderful, fun designs. So we're working on that now. Like the t-shirts are being made as we speak. The company is Poopy Doodle, so that's going to be coming.
That's really cool. Tell me about performance. What your performances?
Well, when I do my performances, basically they always start with the drawing of what the character is going to be like. So the performances become like my sculpture. So when I did like the three-headed diva, I basically did the drawing first of a three-headed diva, and I was like, how can I bring her to life? So then I had to deal with having to position her to make sure that it was balanced, that the head was balanced and everything like that. Because I build the costumes myself. I mean, sometimes I work with other designers like Garrow Sparrow, but usually I do the design, the building, and everything of the costumes. So the performances usually start with the costumes. Then my husband, Brad, and I, we write the songs, and sometimes I work with different producers. Like I work with Di J. Mars. I've worked with him before. I've worked with Andy Luzuski. I've worked with him before. And basically we write the songs. So we all collectively write the fun songs. Mm-hmm. And but the performances become the sculpture. You know, when I bring these divas, these alien-esque divas to life, they become the sculpture that I'm doing.
What do you do for serenity?
For serenity, I breathe, which I'm trying to do now. I breathe, and I meditate at least twice a day, 15 minutes a day. I play like a little meditation tapes, and it helps me just like focus on my breathing, focusing on centering myself, focusing on clearing my mind of all thought, and then trying to fill my mind with positive thoughts and good feelings and things like that. And if something is troubling me, I try to just expel it from my body. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I go down by the water and look into the East River and just relax and breathe and just watch the water flow and stuff like that. And that definitely brings me serenity. Being with my husband brings me serenity, wonderful serenity. Everything is joyous when I'm with him.
Where do you work?
I work at the Museum of Modern Art, actually. It's wonderful. I love it. And it's a wonderful institution that's been there for a long time. And we have a major, wonderful collection. And it's been great. It's very inspiring and stimulating to be there.
I'm sure. Have you ever been on TV?
Yes, I have. Like in the 90s, I was actually on MTV, the first TRL Live with Marilyn Manson, actually. And I was in one of my fun costumes, and I got a couple of really great shots with these skeleton hands on and stuff like that. And that was kind of fun. Also, I was on the Ricky Lake Show a lot. She would do the Freaky Lake Show, and one time I got to show a painting of her that I did. I did a painting of her all done up with piercings in her face and tattoos, and I called it Freaky Lake. And they put that on the air. That was a lot of fun. And so I was on there with the world famous Bob, and Garrow Sparrow did a lot of those costumes that I wore on those, and those are a lot of fun in the 90s. Yeah.
I've seen some of those episodes. How do you feel about the current state of the world?
Well, it's interesting. That's a really good question. I believe in a simple theory, and it's live and let live. Everybody is going to have a different opinion. So I think you have to live and let other people have their opinion. Now, where I have a problem with certain people's opinions is if it affects someone else's rights, then absolutely not. So everyone should have a right to their own body and their own sexual freedom and freedom. As long as what you're doing is not affecting or hurting anyone else, then I think everyone should be able to express their opinion. Some people are more conservative than others, you know. I mean, I don't necessarily hang out with those people, but there are people who are conservative. There's people who are totally radical. I think that this world is made up of all different types of people. I just think we have to live and let live. But like I said, when it comes down to rights, you know, people, everyone should have a right to their own body and their own happiness. That's what I feel. You know, and I think if everyone treats everyone the way that they want to be treated, I think we'd be better off as a universe, you know, even beyond the world.
So tying into that, what do you want your art to do?
Well, I want my artwork to fascinate, to educate, to stimulate. I want it to be relatable too. I want people to relate to it. Like sometimes when I do like a big smile, it's because I want people to be happy. You know, sometimes it's you know, the colors can make people feel a certain way. So I also want my work to like I said before, entertain. You know, when people come across my work, I want them to feel something. I want them to be moved, and I want them to be elevated to a certain degree. I don't like people to look at my work and feel depressed. You know, I could do depressing work, but I kind of like to do more happy, you know, fun stuff. Sometimes it's spooky, which is basically dark happy, but you know, I do like it to be a fascinating experience for the viewer. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like a fun house.
That's fun. And so this is the last thing. Bushwig is coming up. Tell us about Bushwig.
Oh, Bushwig is great. I actually designed the logo for Bushwig, actually. Yeah, I designed the Bushwig logo. And Bushwig is a big drag festival that happens in Bushwick. So it's actually called Bushwig, Bushwig, but it's in Bushwick. And it's going to be at the Knockdown Center on September 8th. And I'm actually performing at 8 p.m. And it's going to be on September 8th and September 9th is the actual Bushwig Festival. It's a wonderful collection of over 100 alternative drag queens. Let's call them alternative drag queens, kind of like performance artists. And like Sasha Velour, who won RuPaul's Drag Race recently, has performed at Bushwig before. And a lot of the RuPaul girls have performed there before. And it's just a wonderful eclectic mix of you know, drag performance art, you know, and music and live music. And so I'm going to do my new song. It's going to be a lot of fun to do. And all I can say is that I've got some really fabulous backup dancers. That's all I can say about my performance. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is Soigne Deluxe, and I would just like to say, this is Soigne Deluxe, and what I would just like to say, you know, just be good to yourself, be good to your lovers, treat people the way you want to be treated, have fun, laugh a lot. You always feel great when you're laughing, so laugh. Go out dancing, you know, move your body, have fun, you know. Don't take life so seriously. Listen to people. Listen, don't always have to talk. Listen to what other people are saying. Hug people, you know what I'm saying? Eat more candy. Go see more horror movies. Horror movies are fun because you have to, when you scream, you get to hug the person you're with. Go to more haunted houses. Woo, wake yourself up. Live every day like it's Christmas. Dress up every day like it's Halloween. Love every day like it's Valentine's Day. You know, that's what I'd like to say. Renew yourself every day. Renew your love for yourself every day like you do every New Year's Eve, every New Year's Day. And just enjoy life, you know what I'm saying? Because you only get one and it goes by fast. So, you know, if Soigne Deluxe, if I have to say anything, it's just enjoy your life. And I hope that my artwork and my performances can add to the enjoyment of your life. And that's it.